I'm good, Riverdale Productions. Yeah, I'm probably gonna put something together. I have a couple of things that I do want to work on. One of them is that cane, getting a little further with it. But in the meanwhile, I do have to get my shop in order so that I can be in the mental space and the functional space to actually do something efficient. So, I have to take a little time to do that. I have to take some time to do that. My brother bought his seats for his boat. Buy for me to work on yesterday. So, there's some more junk in the way. Woohoo! Look at that. Bring some more stuff in here. These are little rigs. We may need these again today. So listen. The other day when I made the cane, right? I took this basic 1x and then a 2x4 and just screwed them to each other. Drilled a hole in it, did it twice, and made myself a stable way to hold that cane and to turn it as I work the design around it. So it does not take excessive fancy stuff. It just takes a little bit of ingenuity. And generally, if you're building a shop, it's good practice for you to build some jigs. It's good practice to learn to do some of these things so you don't waste money on things that you barely use and that you can build yourself. And as you're doing stuff like this, you will be developing a skill set. Almost every one of my lives, unless people are asking a lot of questions, I'm definitely going to be building something, because kind of the point for my channel, you'll notice I don't have a lot of long form content. It's because I like to be able to answer questions along the way. And I can't anticipate every question that everybody might have. So I try to just make it visually available so that if somebody's interested in learning or just interested in watching, or just curious about how a thing is made or whatever else, then they have got the capacity to do that and even ask questions on a live. But in just a video, it's not really that capacity to do it. So for me, kind of why I hate that way. But almost always I'm going to be doing this in order to get set up to actually build something. Probably going to need to sharpen these chisels today too. Because I'm going to use all of this stuff again probably today. Probably soon. But when it's time to use them, I'll know exactly where they are. Won't have to look around. And if I gotta walk over here, I'll only have to walk over here once. I won't do all of this, you know what I'm saying? These are all my markers, pencils, pens, and such. Let's keep them in an old nail container right up here. Arm's reach. I was surprised when I actually started recording the process of making content and whatever else, at how many charging situations you need to set up and how crazy a shop gets. Because I use my shop to work in for specific tasks in my business, right? So if I'm building cabinets, for instance, the carcasses, I just clear everything out, bring out just the things I need for that, and then I go at it. But I didn't have to shift as often and go into so many tools and woodworking. And so you have to have everything plugged up. You have to have everything with some sort of dust collection. And it's a different world. So the organization of it is even more important, which is weird because it's such a smaller scale than, renovating a bathroom. Thank you for the lights. What up, Rich? Oh, you need to get organized? Well, all of us do. Like, we all benefit from organizing ourselves a little bit more. Like, every time, it's cumulative. Every time you have an opportunity to find an official place for things, man, it saves time. It saves time. This extra time that I am taking that I'm not getting work done is making a huge difference when I do start getting some work. The wild thing is, I've been having to sweep my shop up because as my truck's been out being held captive by my inability to fix it, all of my vacuums and hoses are at other jobs. Let's see. And what's weird is about me and my obsession with organization is that very naturally it is not my tendency to organize. It is my tendency to get started on whatever that I want to do. And because that's my tendency, I will skip the organization part. But I also have another tendency of being a grumpy old man. So whenever I do lose something, I'm upset about it. And I'm throwing a temper tantrum. Which looks like wanting to kick stuff and curse. But really it's a temper tantrum. And what I realized is I was mad at myself. So, because I'm like, I know I have that, I know I bought that, I know I was prepared for that. But then I threw it in the wrong toolbox. Couldn't find it. And all of a sudden, useless. You know what I'm saying? The weird thing is though, when you have a new thing in the shop and you don't have a place for the new thing, early on you can lose the new thing. Case in point, I'm finding my cutoffs from my ferrules earlier. I have no idea where I stored them. I will check the Lambert Misfit tools. This is the equivalent of the junk drawer. This is stuff I don't know or have a definitive title for. There they are. We don't get grumpy. What? I was grumpy at 14 years old. I was grumpy from the moment I could fight. But I got it under control. I hope. We'll see, David Banner. We'll see. Let's get these chisels. Back where it's supposed to be. Alright, y'all don't want to hear the Grumpy Man stories. We exude emphasis. Mike, you should have been a lawyer. Should have been a lawyer, but boy, I be mitching and owning. I'm telling you. Mitching and moaning. Put these away too. Listen, my official F-clamp station is decent right now. Like for the size of the project, I still need some bigger than 2-foot ones. But for what I got, I'm pretty happy. So this is what I do as a rule of thumb. If I come in the shop and I start looking for something and I can't find it right away, I clean up. Because stuff is starting to get out of place. And that's going to cost me a bunch of time later. On job sites, you can put a faucet in an hour, or you can look for a wrench in an hour, and one page. Don't jump in my comments talking about an hour. Bill about a minute. Alright. Gotta have a trash can. You have to have a willingness to throw some stuff away every time. Otherwise, it'll never get thrown. You know what they say is true. I need to put some handles on this bench. Because the balance is way different with the top on. So it's a lot more awkward that way. She just takes the top off and carry it. Love this thing. You're my favorite toy. Been raining all week. All my material is soaked. Oh, that sucks, Mike. I mean, it's good y'all are getting rain though, where you live, but it sucks that your materials got soaked. That happens to me when the rain gets heavy because my truck is, of course, a truck and not a van. And if I hear the thunder roll, I gotta hop up out of bed and run outside and grab stuff that I neglected to bring in overnight. But during the summer, you know, you have a good dry day, something just makes you feel like you're gonna have another one. And then you don't. Thanks for the likes for the handful of people that give a rat a toot about me. Alright, I like to have an extra little wrench, just a pair of pliers right on hand over here. I'll let them live right there for now. On my 2x4. Bank of America. It's a fake number because I got no account with you. I got no account with you. You got a problem with me, bud? So Mike, what you gonna do instead of work, buddy? We're gonna do some lives. This is crazy. After I did all those videos with the knives and such, I then find these two Gerbers a day and a half apart. That one needs to be sharpened, but a day and a half apart, both of them. And I really like these knives. I really like this one, but I don't regret buying this Kershaw. It is so much more heavy duty than these others, and I can really beat on that thing. I'll be live tomorrow night, but I got a couple of logs I need to take out and let them soak. Oh, that's Mike. Hey, Nicky New, how you do? How you do? Greenwood gonna be easier to carve. Oh yeah, I suppose so. Well, I don't suppose so. I don't know. I don't know much about it. Wood carving, Mike. But yeah, I'm really attracted to it, though. I'm really attracted to it. Like canes are another, dimension. I must say I enjoy it quite a bit. Speak easy out of Texas. I think not. Nikki, you better. Uh-oh. Mickey, I'm sorry you're not well. I don't want to put your business on the internet, but whatever it is, I hope you're alright. And I hope things get better. Since I'm up from this week. She got the shingles on her. Oh, man. Oh, that happened with my father-in-law a couple months ago. Thoughts and prayers. Oh, that's uncomfortable. And that's probably an understatement. Oh, I'm sorry. Ugh. It's nasty, she says. Oh my God. Like, he didn't talk about it much. He just told me that's what happened to him. And he was uncomfortable. We made an appointment. After that. So, they're just fine. Ugh, eyes up here. Good nicks. This too shall pass. I've been fighting these stones and they moved finally last night. Just gotta move it on its way. Love to you. Mike, those stones. That was not. I had some very minor years ago. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The last day is a tough day with those stones. Y'all over here exposing my age. Oh shoot, I'm glad Mike was able to help. This guy has a lot of information in his head. Nikki, I'm going to ask you a question because you are the female presence that's available in the room right now. Do women amongst women have a thing like mansplaining? Because when my wife describes what women describe as mansplaining, it's often just what men do with themselves. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm in a group of guys, my friends, and I say, my truck is wobbling at about 55, 60. Every single guy there is going to pitch in his experience, right? And I think it's beyond what we consciously consider. I think it just happens because that's how humans survive. Like, we just share information. Like, period. Like, Mike comes in my live and he may see something that I'm doing differently than he does, and he'll say, try this, right? And it gets, or he might say, or these are just examples, I'm making the rest of this up. He might say, oh, well, if you're going at 60, it might be your bearings and your whatever, right? Your Johnson rod. Even if we were having a conversation about emotions, that would also happen. Every man in the room would say, dude, I went through that with my first wife. Oh man, that's a tough thing. Oh man, I know, I get so scared when they start to move out the kids or whatever. You know what I mean? And we never get aggravated at each other for giving that information. It's almost like it's never unsolicited. It's like if I'm talking about it, it's free reign. Yeah, I got that term off of Seinfeld, I think. Johnson Rod. George Costanza was saying that. Definitely depends on the woman. But if my other half is explaining something I have no idea about, my brain switches off. But if it's emotions, I'm 100% listening. I think that's right. I think that's right. I don't think, I think people as individuals are smarter or not. But as groups, I think men are wired to attempt problem solving in a pragmatic way. But it gives us emotional satisfaction to do it, and that's why we pursue it. I often believe that women are better in a soft space than they are in a harsh space. You know what I mean? I think in general it's like that, says Nikki. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know, but I am one of those explainers, right? And I have definitely been accused of mansplaining. Plenty. But I have also female friends. And I have male friends. And I'm learning the language has to adjust and the mannerisms have to change in order to communicate. Oh, absolutely. There are plenty of women that would enjoy a conversation about a motor. And there are plenty of men who would enjoy a conversation about breastfeeding. But they're about the same quota of comment. My wife has unlocked the solution. Baby, I don't need you to fix it. It'll come out right. Cool, Mrs. White. Yeah, I have learned to ask the question though. What can I do? And if she says nothing, that means we're just supposed to sit there and listen and let her free her mind. Emotional intelligence should have been taught in schools. That way we wouldn't all have 8 wives, ex-wives. When I'm about to pop off, I guess my mouth is show and tell. She's like, nope, don't fix it, shut up. Says Mike. That's hilarious. But that's smart. Pilado says, let her vent. For sure. Because when the only time, like when men do that exact same thing, is when we're talking to other men about women. Another dude will shut up and be like, yep, I hear you, bub. I hear you, bub. Good marriage advice. I'm getting married in September. Salute. Jalapenos. Congratulations. Congratulations. It's nice to trust someone on that level. I think that's the most amazing part of it. Marriage just says, I trust you on the highest level. Congratulations. Cheers. May your marriage be as good as this coffee. He was a showman. His name Pelado. Man, Pelado is a cool name to say. I would just automatically say it with an accent if that was my name. People would be like, I would have started it in the 2nd grade. Pelado, Witchet, are you here? And I'll be like, Señorita, it's Pelado. Thank you. But I am present. That would be my 2nd grade voice. Nikki, you getting married? I'm glad you're confident, buddy. That's what it is. Wait till he tells you it's not a name. It's not a name! Also, you can just call me Jelly. A lot easier to say. Funny nickname that I got. Oh, yeah? How did you get... I like gelatinous. That's funny. But I'm going to call you Jelly. If I forget, don't get mad at me. I am terrible with names. That's why I'm glad they're written down on this thing. Something's buzzing around me and I want it dead so bad. It's after my coffee. Did I get it? Itching to tell everybody about it, but I'll wait until it's done. Nikki, congratulations! Back in my day, this is what we used to do. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I married my wife because I didn't have to. I had a secret, what do you call it? Side piece? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Secret agreement with myself that said I won't marry anybody that's going to force me to marry them. And she didn't. I'm itching to, oh, it's Monkey Light, Flaco, it must be Skinny. Pelado is a great nickname bestowed upon me when I was a missionary in Argentina many years ago. Yo! In Argentina, that's incredible. I love it. Did you have a shaved head? Pelado, Mike says, I think Pelado in Argentina is like pelon in Mexico. Nope, I was follically challenged even in my youth, says Pelado. You're good at it. Wait, you're good. It's because my name is not easy to figure out how to say gelatinous. One guy said that and mispronounced it, sounded like gelatinous. And then came up jelly from that. Makes sense. Pelon baldy. Okay, might come from there. Wow. What is flying on me? Oh, I don't want to put my fan like right up on it because of the microphone, you know what I mean? I need a microphone, by the way. Does anybody use a mic? Mike, do you use an off-camera mic? Thank you, Raj. I appreciate that, Raja. I knew somebody had jumped in here and hit my like button. I knew somebody did. I'm going to do a quick sharpening of these because now I've forgotten great part of my shop clean, and I have never sharpened these two knives. I sharpened these months ago. But when I did it with that, and when I did it with that, it did good. So I'm gonna just go straight to the fine, I think. This little pocket sharpener is good. So good. Like, it won't bring them back from the dead, but if you bring them back from the dead, this will keep them sharp. Little Milwaukee. Oh, yo, I came up with some ideas for this cane too, yo. So, I like how this dried, and I like that this texture is kind of like fabricy. It's like furry almost. But this coming out like freaking leather, like gator or something, I don't think is the worst thing to happen. But this cane is getting real Lion King-y with these colors, right, and this texture. So I may have to change some of that. See you later, Nikki. Gonna go make some tea. Call you later. Take care, Wes. I'm out. Alright, Nikki. I love that you came out here, and I love to hear your information, your news today. Congratulations again. Hope to see you soon. Pilato was kind to send a mic to you and make videos easy, so I'm paying it forward. As soon as I get by that post office, you got a mic coming your way with. No way. No way. I've been looking for some. I bought one and it turned out to just be junk. I couldn't, yeah, it just turned out not to be good. But that's dope. I appreciate it. Appreciate it, Mike. Look at Pilato doing something cool. Still doing his mission work to this day. Don't go buying one until I get this one, please. For sure. Here, Mike, do me a favor. Since we've got each other's info, text me or email me your PayPal or your Cash App or something so I can get you some shipping. I don't really like the idea of you shipping on your own dime. So please do that for me as a favor back for you. How about that? Family man. I can't have family man using his family's resources on mine, you know what I'm saying? I lost, well, man, I'm so mad I don't have that peppermint right now. I just bragged about it. Now this is going good. You can feel this kind of pulling that edge. Let me hit the fine. And then just because I got it right here, I'm going to hit it with the strop. Strop. Bang, 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 strop. Strop. Don't cut myself? What are you talking about? Like I'm some amateur? Yeah, I cut myself all the time. Right? Cut myself all the time. One of my wife's art director at the company she's at is from Argentina. Oh, I gotta rework that carving knife I made, sharpening hard on myself, making it a single bevel. Oh yeah, I bet. Mike, I gotta apologize. I still haven't gone over to watch that video. I have been either doing this on my channel or I've been trying to check out other people's active lives. But I will, buddy, get to it. Because I gotta know how to steal the idea properly. You know what I'm saying? Well, thank you, Raj. So I can't hit both sides. I didn't think that out. Oh, that's true. So you just, yeah. You know what? I probably wouldn't have thought that either. That's a good tip. Thank you for hitting the likes. Anybody who hit? I think I'm gonna have to put this on the stones. This ain't doing what it should. It's interesting, like once you start sharpening things, your idea about what sharp is completely different. And it changes from will it cut stuff to how will it cut stuff. And in rough construction and framing and drywall and things like that, it's not the concern. But in woodwork, man, it's all detail. I've got a similar sharpener but haven't had much success in it. It says Pilato. This thing seemed to work really great for me on the pocket knives. It's not doing great now on these. Like, it's not bad. Not great. But I do have the sharpening stones hither. So I may give them a shot, give them a little run. And I have not sharpened this Kershaw at all yet. And I'm curious as to how that's going to go. It's almost like this one should get something that you can pair with. I was trying to build a little device the other day on my live, and it was terrible. See you later, Raja. Appreciate you coming by. Thanks for hitting the likes. But I built this device and I realized that I did not have anything that I could use as a sharpening stone or whatever to actually do it. Like, all I had was sandpaper, and there was no way I was going to get these kinds of edges with paper, sandpaper. So I gave up on it, chalked it up to, you know, a West didn't do it moment. Yeah, both of my knife sharpeners are incongruent with a single bevel. I have chef steel in the V-shaped style. Nice. I've been looking all over. I don't know if I've got good enough metal around the shop to make a knife. Like chisels and things like that, people say, but I don't, or files, but all of mine are still good, and I don't want to ruin a tool and make a different tool. I want to find something, I don't know, I got construction material all over the place. I'm sure I found something. Pilato says, the best sharpening system I've used to date is a double-sided diamond stone, 600 grit one side, 1200 grit on the other, and then a leather strop. Yeah, I think that's a good one. Mike says, I've had luck using steel from an old lawnmower blade. I saw that. I just don't have a lawnmower. True story. I've never owned, well, I have owned lawnmowers, but I owned them for my business, for my guys to cut the grass at places that we were doing. But I never had I don't cut my own grass. I've never liked cutting grass for whatever reason. As a homeowner now, I cut it with a weed eater because I live in the woods and I just got a hill with moss on it basically, and the weeds that pop through here and there. But in the fall it's covered in leaves. You see what other I see I be jumping. I got this to do, I got this to do, and then look. That's what I really came in the shop to do. To come pull this nut out of this water pump so I can have it ready when my part gets here. I'm also interested in maybe using an old circular saw, table saw, or miter saw blade. Mike, bingo. I don't know why I had that idea 2 days ago and it fell out of my mind and you gave it back. My guy. Because I got tons of those. Tons of them. And I've got, every kind of blade there is. Yeah. Shout outs to you, Mike. Shout outs to you. Every time Mike come in my chat, I come out with a new idea. What you doing over there? I'm over here. Jeez. Yeah. I can cut that. That'll work. It's a Craftsman blade, right? And then I got bigger ones if that's too small or whatever I'm gonna plan on doing. Using the carbide tips on the teeth. Never thought about that. Mike is over there doing work in the chat. I appreciate you, Mike. I don't know what happened, but I'm glad you did it. I trust your judgment, home skillet. So this is so smart, so good. I gotta watch some more videos. I gotta see your video on how you did it, so that I can do it without burning it up. I'm also thinking about building a little furnace, a little kiln. Just get me some. I'm familiar with block work. Don't get excited like when I said I'm familiar with knives and everybody went crazy because of misprint. Yeah. Anyway. Block work. So I'm pretty comfortable bringing in some blocks and setting it up, put a little torch on it, and treat the steel proper. And I don't know how to do it, so I could learn it, but I can definitely build some stuff. I'm definitely not scared of fire. I need the tool steel for this water pump. Let me get that first. Now, first instinct, I was going to cut it with my grinder and a zip disc. Let me steer you past that. Are you serious? That's exactly what I was going to do. I knew I was going to anneal it and soften it. Explain to me what anneal it and soften it means, Mike. So do I have a portaband? No. I do have a sander that I'll turn upside down like a belt sander. I do have that. Gosh darn it. Dag nabbit. Keep going, I hear you. So the tool blades are hardened. They have a high carbon that makes them tough. That's a traveling musical group, right? Porta band? Ha! If you get them hot, they break up that carbon molecularly and it gets soft, which defeats the whole purpose. So you're suggesting just grind it down? Like, what if you, Well, let's, now that we're think tanking this thing, let's go. So, let me ask you this. As I fall to my bench clumsily. Here's what I learned about this style of cane. You can't sit this thing comfortably anywhere. It just falls off so easy. You gotta have it balanced between these things. I don't like it. It doesn't have, it needs a hook. It needs a hook. Alright. Rant complete. That's why the porta band works so good. You gotta cut it and keep it cold at the same time. Somehow. Yeah, Mike, but I don't have that. Mike, dog. Okay, so what if, right? Say I'm cutting this blade out of this metal, right? So of course we try to find the best geometry, the closest, whatever for it, right? Say I go like that. And I avoid getting too close. I cut that out with the grinder, like wide, right? Stay back maybe a ½ inch or so. And then run it on hacksaw. Wait. That's not a bad idea, Mike. Do I have some liquid nitrogen? What? Pilato, you are too sophisticated for me. Listen, if the day I got liquid nitrogen is the day I'm on Adam Savage's front lawn with a radio holding it up over my head playing the theme song to Revenge of the Nerds. Then you can send it back by taking your time and dipping it, you know. Here's what I'm thinking, Mike. Here's what I'm thinking. Now, keep in mind that I'm an idiot. Plenty of hacksaws. I got plenty of hacksaws. But, I mean, hacksaw means hacksaw blade. These are metal in and of themselves, and if we're cutting metal in the first place, why not just cut the profile of this to go into the jigsaw table that I got over there and run it that way? My jigsaw runs pretty fast, and if I just move that metal real slow, I'm saving myself the effort of, you know, I do like a good arm day, but I don't want to do that for a whole night. I could use a zip disc. You could zip disc it before. It's a lot of sanding from there. When you say zip disc, you mean those little joints? Like this metal cutoff wheel would be too much? And then my other question is, do these discs cut wet? Because I use my grinder to cut wet stone all the time, and I'll just pour water right on top of that blade as I go. But I don't think, but I use a diamond blade for that. And I don't think a diamond blade, metal diamond blade, is going to cut this as efficiently as this would. Yeah, I've just never seen anybody use a cutoff wheel wet, but it doesn't mean I'm not willing to try it. You know what I mean? Because, well, I got a whole wet saw over there. I put a cutoff wheel on it. Oh yeah, but you know, I do bathroom renovations. I'll cut the whole bathroom with a grinder if I don't want to go up and down stairs. You know what I'm saying? So I can make and clean up a mess pretty good. Also, some preventative stuff that you can do to keep that water contained. Um, yeah. Wait, what am I doing? I'm shooting the breeze with my homies. G. West Side. We're talking about making a knife out of this blade. We're think tanking it and running it through. And then here goes Mike getting ready to say something absolutely bananas. Or if you're feeling really froggy, go ahead, spit it out, Mike. Get it hot, anneal it, and then case harden it after. Oh yeah. So you mean just dump it in the build my little heat box. Somebody's gonna get mad at me because I don't know the term. But yeah, and then just like get it bright hot red and then dip it in the water or the oil. Yeah. And then pull it out and raise it to the gods. I have made knife with fire. Quench it in the oil. Alright. I am feeling froggy enough to do that, but I gotta get to freaking... I don't even know if Home Depot carries stuff like that no more. The brick company that I used to use, Coral Brick, is no longer. I think they went away during the, what do you call it, something 19. Exactly. Beholds my dominion over the fire. Have you been trying to stream every day? I got a sick truck outside, and there's been like every day something goes wrong. I need a new part, and then I gotta wait on it for 2 days. So I've been in the shop a lot more during the day than I usually am. So I have been trying to make use of that time for you all. Establish some stuff, let some people know what my channel's all about. You know what I mean? Drinking coffee with my friends. But we do got to get to this, ladies and gentlemen. We do got to get to this. So let's take a quick vote for those of you that are willing to touch your phones right now. Should this be orange under here, this undertone, or should it stay yellow like it is? This is going to get blacker down here at the bottom with the flame. I might do that now and get excited and do a little bit more. Hell nah, keep it yellow, says Thummy. Yeah, I've been trying to get a stream in whenever I can. My brother Kane went fishing with me yesterday. Mike likes it as is as well. Okay. Well, we have made the decision about the fire. As we make decisions, I'll just go ahead and start doing stuff. So we'll throw the flame on the base. Oh, stop doing that. Ugh. We'll throw the base on the flame on the base. That's how shook that got me. Let me just lean that over my coffee. Jeez. Where's my fire? What's wild is I've got my torch, my good torch at the restoration job. That's been delayed as well. But I do have my backup torch here. I forgot about it until just now. Backup torch. When you still gotta make some fire. We got it done. We got it done. Oh, babe. I forgot which trips over hands being dirty. Oh my God. I so triple my hands being dirty. Yeah. Now, maybe we gotta mount this freaking thing so that I'm not just setting fires on my lap. This is why it's my backup. Fortunately, someone has left their lighter in my shop. I have to hold it like this. Don't stop it. The unfortunate part is you don't have to even watch it like this, but I'm making it. I gotta keep the flame off the camera. Hold on. Maybe we keep the fire steady and move the cane. How about that? Oh yeah. Now we gotta wet it. Probably gonna wet it first. But now we must wet the can. You know what I really like is that y'all show up and put up with these experiments. I gotta make more content. I know you blow up big time if you keep grinding. I hope so. And life has kind of told me that is the case. I have made effort towards this channel, and it's doing so much better than I expected it to do. And there are a lot of people who randomly have jumped in to help me in this channel, and that's been amazing. And that's helped my channel grow a ton. So, and as I try to help other people's channels grow, like mine goes with. So it was community as well, and I was unexpected It was an unexpected delight to experience that. I did not expect that to happen. I do gotta figure out how to hold this torch. Fire crunch. I'm just waiting for it to like just crack. And then it just burst into hot circuit. Roasting rattler. Diamondback. Eastern Diamondback rattler. Getting our flame on. What's the name? What up? Use a vice and maybe stand up while doing it. Yeah. Sometimes though, I like to be a little bit of a wild card. And right now, I need this flame. It's starting to darken on the tip. Starting to darken on the tip. I think we got a methodology. Got a little bit. Got some fire going strong. Rattler on the grill right now. Everything we think of wrong. Got some snakes on the grill. And everything is chilling in the workshop. In the workshop. I think country western stuff does good. Shoe butter, deep bob, bap, boop, doop, doo bitty bop, 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 bop. Word up. Feel the same way, man. Y'all don't know nothing about those shoe boogity now. You gotta see a monk up in Quebec for that. You right, dog. Straight up. Straight up, kid. Getting so charry. You never expected this to be so charry. Oh man, I almost had a little flame in it. Oh yeah, we have a little flame on it. Alright. Calm down. Oh, smoky. Let's see what we're talking about. Still hot. Hot, hot. Hot like fire. Hot like fire. Hot like fire. Tip is looking cool though, I gotta say that. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your subs. Thanks for coming through, dog. Kind of like that flame though. And if you are thinking what I am thinking, then we are thinking the same thing. Why we got this fire going? Why we got this fire going? Why we got fire? 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 We got fire. Why we got fire? Why we got fire? Why we got fire? Why we got fire? Alright. If you don't put a song to it, it just don't go the same. Don't look at the camera while stroking it like that. I know. I know I got brass in the head of this thing, man. What we talking about, champ? It's a little texture. It's a little something to bring out a little bit more of that texture in the handle. Just a little something. Don't touch it or else you'll take the hide off your finger. Yeah, man. Mike used to work for Ocean. Just kidding, Mike. Mike trying to save us. So we're going to take just a little bit off of the spots that's a tad darker than what we want. Because we want this to be a gradual flaming, right? Gradual flaming. Now, I like that better. I do like that right there. Like, that's the best side as an example of it, right? But I like that better. Should we do some more? Of course we should continue doing more. Why wouldn't we keep going until we absolutely ruin it? Duh. Alright, let's go. Oh, brother, we recording heated right. Crumble. Brother, we recording heated right. Crumble. Brother, we recording heated right. Revolver by your side. Crumble. Keep that beating, One second, I got a call. Man, I was just about to yodel. Sure did. Write your ass up. Mark, you are crazy. This dude is funny as fuck. But yeah, keeping it safe. We gotta have somebody in here keeping everybody else's minds on the things that I'm missing. And Mike is good for that. I appreciate him. He's my cousin. He's my play cousin. But look, that fire sure did scar up the outside of those little diamonds, which makes the centers of them just untouched and just enough to give a little bit more contrast, to give a little bit more good. Is it a personal cane or am I making it for your buddy? I am making it for my buddy. But I am making it also with the idea, because I like making these for whatever reason, I don't know why. But because I do, I think I'm going to make more of them and put them on a site and sell them. Because I'm going to make a bunch more and I'm going to make them all different because that's just the kind of person I am. So I'm going to probably do them as like customs, you know, one-ofs already built, and if you want it, you can buy it. But yeah, I'm going to give him one of the two that I'm working on now, whichever's the better when I'm done with them both. The other one is the oak and pine one that's got like an ice cream sandwich of wood in it. But yeah, interesting thing about this though is that I can heat this up some more, right? Darken this wood a little more, and I can also come back in and file out any char that makes it inside. That's the concern, is keeping the char out of the middle sections. I mean pine and oak. I said it in an improper order, but you know, in this ice cream sandwich, it's oak, pine, oak. So it's like two dudes. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. So that was my phone call that my part is on its way, which I am thrilled and excited about completely. So as soon as I figure this out, I might put a sand on it again, and I might leave the handle raw. I might add some color to it, but I kind of like, you know, I kind of like how it's going. I kind of like where it's going. But that is so dark at the bottom that I'm going to have to do something up here to contrast. But what do y'all think about using a texture similar to this, but intentionally doing it to look like leather, or not, or like a gator pattern or something like that? but in the handle, like just on the head of the handle. I think that would be cool with the brass. And I don't know. And that one I could do all black. How do I intend to seal and finish it? Colado, I was thinking that I would probably use a spray, um, uh, a spray finish, probably a oil base, because I just like working with oil a little bit better. But probably that. But if you've got ideas, I'd love to hear them. It's gonna have to be something I can get out of the box store though, because I do try to keep my builds locally and easily accessible in terms of materials and stuff. Penetrating oil? I don't know. I was thinking mineral oil. But I'll be honest, maybe I didn't do it well enough, but it seems like I need to do it again on my mallet, so I may use something different. So I don't know. I don't like, I am really really new to woodworking, period. I won't even say relative. So I don't have a go-to, I don't have a favorite. I do use a 2K automotive sealer that works great on mallets in the past. Woo. What'd it say? Y'all don't know nothing about that sugar? Oh, that was an old one. Anyways. That's what I got. Well, when I'm doing like if I'm building a door or I'm building, things for inside of a house, I definitely use oil finishes, and I usually spray them on, and then that way I can brush them and adjust them literally on the piece. That's kind of why I like this too. But I really want to give heavy contrast to this pattern in here. And I don't know if I should or shouldn't, but I want to. Just this little part down here at the bottom. I love that. I love how that happened. Hard to control that though. Ugh. Getting a lot of consulting calls today. Hold on one second. Alright, I'm back. I'm sorry. Burn, baby, burn. Yeah, more fire, more fire. But, All I needed that Pilato is somebody to confirm with me on all my bad ideas, and then I'm gonna go for it. Definitely was that kid. Let's do it. Tongo style. Am I a carpenter? I am a carpenter. I remodel homes by trade. I specialize in kitchens and bathrooms, but oh, I really enjoy building a deck every now and then. That contrast is getting better. And I'm gonna put 2 rubber gaskets around here and here just to make a sharp difference, right? And give that direct contrast. Kelly, I am a carpenter. I like this. I like this. I am gonna touch these inside lines and see if we can get that back good before we start getting all these whetstones going around here. And my part is 30 minutes away, so woohoo! Hopefully we get the heavy Chevrolet again. How did I get into the trade? I started off as a laborer for a roofing company because I'd come to college and I was interested in college from having a wrestling scholarship. And then I decided I wanted to go to art school instead. And they don't, of course, have a wrestling team. So I wanted to do something. I was in great shape. I wanted to do something that was some benefit to, that I could get more money for. And roofing is very labor intensive, so I got a job doing that while I was in college. And while I was doing that, one weekend I saw some guys carrying, well, let me keep going. So while I'm roofing, eventually you learn how to do some of the other things, like repair the decking on a roof or something like that. And that teaches you a little bit about how the construction of a house is. And then you eventually have to replace a rafter or something like that. And all of this you have to do off of an angle, off of something you can fall from. And so I had a carpentry education on the roof so that when I came down off the ladder and got interested in carpentry, I just found some guys working and told them, let me work for you for the day for free. Let me work for you for the week for $5 an hour. Now this was back in 1992 or 93. And I said, if I work for $5 an hour, that'll be the cheapest guy you got here. And I'll be the hardest working guy you got here. And I was. Here's what you do. You find somebody already doing what you do, and you do everything in your power to make their job easy. And that's going to include doing their job. They're going to tell you, hey, go do this for me, go do that for me. And you be down for all of it. Be down for all of it. And there's no such thing as that's not in my job description. There's no such thing as that's not a part of my job. Your only job is to make whoever you report to make their job as easy as possible at your own expense and effort. And a person like that will teach you how to do their job so that they don't have to do it. They'll give you all the details because it's still going to be their name on the work, and they don't want a problem with their work. And you're going to learn way more than a guy who's just there to cash a check at the end of the week. Because you've got a common interest in the learning, and you've got a common interest in getting the job done effectively and efficiently. That person's going to teach you all the tricks because it's going to make them better, make their life better. And in exchange, you're going to get a way more experience out of your year of apprenticing, or 2 years, or whatever it comes to be, than anybody else. And when it comes time to promote, they're going to want you next to them. You're going to be the choice. Like, I'll tell you, in the field, I've always had that idea. I've always had that attitude. I learned it early. I've never gotten a job where I didn't end up the boss within a year. The foreman or the crew leader or whatever the next step up was from where I got hired, I was going to be that guy who hired me the next year. Because I'm going to learn everything about his job because I'm going to be doing it for him. And he's going to teach me. And it isn't to push him out. When that happens effectively, then the company makes another crew when you run that crew. Or whatever, or you learn that trade, whatever your goals are. But if you work cheap for the info, you can always get it. And once you get the info, once you know what your boss knows, all you need to know from then is pricing and insurance. And you can get off on your own. Life Skill by King. I like it, bro. Appreciate it. Sometimes I wish I went the trades route. This is also fantastic advice. Thank you. Looking good. Gotta go, but see you next time, says Pilato. I'll see you later, buddy. Appreciate you hanging out with us. What's up, McFlurry? Did you enjoy Pride Month? I am still enjoying it. Thank you so much for asking. Thank you so much for asking the question for me. You trying to ask me out on a date? Is that what happened? I am involved, sir. Just gonna come ask me on a date in front of everybody. What? What is going on? What is going on? Laura had to get out of here. He said, I'm not finna listen to this trash advice from this dude. This is where we get with this thing. I think even at this stage, if there's seal on this is happening. Aww. The one and only Nicole. got ghosts. Y'all come on here with the silly messages. I got snipers in the corner of the room. Magic Mike with the big strap. Bam, bam. Pew, pew. You play this thing like a violin. I think like with all things though, effort gets accounted for, right? You take the time, you move slow, you get it done. I think at the end you have something that looks like that. I ended up becoming an engineer, and at this point it's not been my best choice other than a good starting pay. Well, if it's any consequence, Jelly, I have a degree in arts and visual communications, and that had nothing to do with my last 20 years of construction. But now that I have 30 years experience, the last 10 have been primarily designing luxury spaces and building luxury spaces for investors or just people with luxury homes. And that is due to that information. Hey, Jelly, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So I say this. A lot of what I'm doing here is engineering for sure. A lot of building is engineering for sure. You've got a better chance with an engineering degree to get a contractor's license than a guy who learned carpentry in trade school. There is applied information and there's just information. And you've gotten information. And you're getting information. So just adding to that information and aim it towards the thing that you think would be satisfying for you and also beneficial for you. Because there are some rooms that you step into the door of with your background and you'll be a prime candidate for because you have that background that's different than everybody else. So that absolutely helps. And thank you for the donation. I'm so excited about having that option available now. And it's not as much the money as it is that somebody cared enough to take their hard-earned anything and contribute it to me. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Salute. Salute. That's good person behavior. So now I've got that, see that little gap? Now I had this happen also. That's with the wood, it's just a bad fitment really. I didn't cut it quite perfect enough. But then I had that same thing happen here at the head, and if you see, I put a little sliver right there at the top. Filled it in nice. I think that's what I'm gonna have to do here, because when you do the glue and sand technique, I'll show you, I did that there. It's not as nice. The dark spot around it. I got a fly like sitting right on top of the camera right now. I'm gonna thump him so. Oh, I missed him. Oh! Anyway, he landed on my cane. Sneaky. There's gonna be a whole Roadrunner skit going on in here in a second. But I tried that glue and run the sandpaper in it, and look at that dark spot around it. I don't like that. I don't want to do that up here around the neck. So I'm gonna try to get a similarly colored wood, slice it, and put it in there. Let's see if we can do that. I have thought to get into the construction field as I'm in the aviation field at the moment. At this time, I'm stuck where I am for 2 years. That's all right. 2 years is a long time to gain experience. It's not a long time to be in school. You know what I mean? And when I say school, even if it's a job you're learning in, consider it school. Consider it your duty to get the best information that you can while you're in it. It will serve you later. That is just how the universe and life works. Let me get a chisel real quick so we can get some slices. Historically, our best slicers have been this biggin and this little. Alright, so we're just going to slice a piece off of this random jig we made a couple of days ago. And I'm going to just push up to it, grab my mallet, and we're just going to bump right through that thing. And the reason I'm using this mallet so much is because I made it out of material I don't know a lot about, and I need to see how it performs under pressure. Man, I'm being lazy, y'all. I really should have this in a vise. So, in the words of Slick Rick, the roller, here we go. Let's move this junk collection over. Not going to be ideal. I got another little 2x4 that's not secured to something else. Let me see. Good idea. Might even have a better little slice of wood. Got a little slice of wood. Got a little slice of wood. Got a little slice of wood that I had before. If I put, I think I'm going to be better off facing this towards me and not the camera. But I'm going to try my dag-nabbitest to get you a good view of the goings-ons. I got a chunk out of this, so who knows how this is going to slice. But we're going to see. Bouncing it. He's got the stupid sticker on that side. Let's go again. Let's bounce to the arch. Let's bounce to the arch. Just put a little upward trajectory on it. See if it works better this way. hair. But it is a shim. Let's see if it'll work. Let's just put some. I think we're gonna have to do this with slivers. I think that's what we're gonna have to do. I'm gonna slice pieces off of this and thin it down. But I will tell you this, Jelly. I did not have the finest relationship with my father growing up. But when I became an adult, we talked a lot more than we did when I was a kid. He was just, hard-working guy. In a tough time in history. But anyways, so I gotten this degree, and I gotten a job in advertising. Didn't like it at all. Didn't like it at all. And I told my dad, I said, I do like the construction, but I don't have a degree in it, and how am I gonna get to the kind of money I was aiming for with advertising? And I do like art, I just don't like doing it for other people in advertising. I didn't like advertising types, which is weird because my wife was in advertising. He said you don't have to force what you love and enjoy to feed you. You don't have to force it to do that job. You can draw, paint, woodwork, whatever you like after work, so long as you have a job that affords you the ability to do it. And usually that's more about time than anything, and your own willingness. But that was one of the great pieces of advice that he gave me, because truly this life is more about happiness than anything else. And if you find something that you enjoy and really gravitate towards, you can do it. There is such a push for everybody to be the greatest whatever the thing is that they're doing, that we lose sight of the fact that we can do 2 things. You can do 3 things. You can do as many things as there are to do. And you can find the time to do them wherever you can. And the difference between people who do things and don't is the passion enough to do them, despite the circumstance, despite the setback, despite what other things that you have to do. I say it all the time to people. When I make more money, I'll do more woodworking. I'll do bigger projects. I'll renovate more properties of my own. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm already doing what I absolutely, genuinely enjoy. Win, lose, or draw, make money or not, If it didn't make money, I'd find something else to do to make money, and I'd still do the thing. Like, you know, like this right here, what I'm doing right now. I'm so glad to have the availability to do this. Because this pays zilch. You know what I mean? I'm a brand new creator, you know, on YouTube, but it doesn't. You just double my all-time YouTube income right now. I think I had $8 or something like that in there. But my point is, if something rewards you emotionally, you'll do it better than the people who are doing it for the check. And that's a benefit to your own life. Whether or not it's a benefit to anybody else's, some career path, blah, blah, blah. It's a different thing. But don't lose sight of what's important. Just for your happiness in general. It's a bigger thing. It's a bigger fish to fry. That's almost the size we want. It's still a little thick. I probably shouldn't be doing this way. Let's see. So that's our biggest gap right there. And what we also don't want is to push it open any wider. So as we go, we gotta be careful not to do that. It's weird, the sandpaper absolutely doesn't want to be moved. Ah, life hack. Alright. Put it in between the two sandpapers. I might have to do a short about that. So we're getting closer. Try the other side. Oh, it's getting so close. But for real, I'm taking this free, cheap cane that I'm going to give away. And I'm putting no less effort in it than I would be if I was at someone's house right now, laying porcelain tile in the bathroom. I'm taking the same kind of care, because every time I do this, I'm going to get better at it. And like I told my kids, if you want to do something, start doing it. Spend 40 hours a week in your spare time doing that thing. Then the other time doing your job and making money and supporting yourself. But in a year, you'll be good enough at that thing to be a professional. In a couple years, you'll be an expert. And you can walk in the doors at. This in between the sandpaper trick, just came up with that. I might have to put a patent on that design. 2 pieces of sandpaper at the patent office. The sliver whisperer. That's what they call me. Look down in history. I think that's pretty close right there. On that piece anyway. Because we're going to have to do this in pieces for sure. For sure. I don't know why I'm not acting like I didn't just invent something spectacular. Need to take a little bit more off. Boom. Side. Get the big side first and then work towards the babies. Yeah, that's just going to be it right there. Let's park him for a second. Pull up in a spaceship and look like look all. Cheers from Finland. What's going on? Am I trying to fill a hole? Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. That between the sandpaper trick is excellent. I'm going to use it on my own work. Great for small bits like that. Yes! Necessity is the mother of invention. It is just what happens. Oh. I don't understand. Alright, I'll wrestle with that one later. And then get this one. I always like to pick these buttons off here. Like, I don't even mind that happening because I like weirdly doing it. Now, got a little too much on there, and that's fine, because we're just going to shoot it in there. Shoot it in there. Yeah, that's perfect. So now, not as concerned about the excess, we just want to make sure we make it to the edge here. And fill as much of that space as possible, because anything else after that you can definitely shave right off. Mike suggests that anybody not hitting the like button is a savage, and I have a tendency to agree. Everything Mike says. So, do what you will with that information. Now, I've decided to step this sandpaper trick up a notch, because I do have this piece here. This fly is in here again, y'all. I'm gonna get him. If I get him, I'm gonna kill him live. I hate to do it. I hate to do it. He landed on the cane just now. Oh, I caught him. I caught him. I'm gonna make a special place right here on my bench to bounce you off of, fly. Close your eyes if you're not ready for it. Now, here he lies. He bounced right off. This is what the West does to the trolls. Alright. Enough about him. Back to me. Alright, I'm going to change my grit. Because I think I need to shave this down quite a bit. If you don't have one of these in your shop, what are you doing? This thing is the greatest. It's so easy. Oh, not promoted stuff. I don't get no money from nobody. I hope you guys didn't have your children watching, having to see that. Generally, I'm a pacifist, but I have been known to pacifist. You know what I'm saying? Antonio in the key line. What's happening? That was clever. I gotta say, X, I think so too. Alright, here we are. This channel is just full of clever energy though. It's the environment. It's just the environment, I think. You get the right group together, and you can get some daggone good ideas. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I gotta get my wife. Alright, sorry guys. I don't like y'all to see me getting all mushy. You know what I'm saying? See you later, Nikki. X says, I'm here for it, brother. That's what's up. Hit the like. Hit the like. Like Mike. If I could just like Mike. Ooh, I wanna just like Mike. I could be like Mike. That was savage that they made that commercial and like, just be like Mike. You can be like Mike. And then they try to sell them kids some stuff. It's like, buy this. You wanna be like Mike, don't you? Mike drinks Gatorade. Gotta put the DJ hands in this. And the piece just kicks out the back side like a, what do you call those things? Like a, dang on, I'm losing words. It's crazy that I could even slice this little sliver with any sort of accuracy. I mean, if that ain't a Harbor Freight commercial, I don't know what is. No, I don't have any paid ads during this commercial, during this show, during this broadcast, during this live. Yoink! Lights on school. What are we gonna do? Original handpaper. Kick out the back side like a fart in the wind. I see what you're doing. Color paper does the same with a bit of glue when it pops. This dude. Are you using a Harbor Freight chisels? I am. I'm using cheaperinos. And I'm putting them to work like a drag queen at Atlanta Fashion Week. Work, work, work. And the sliver, look at what I'm cutting up, right? And this isn't for reckless disregard for my fingers and my safety. This is because the reliability of this cut gives me the confidence to know it won't go astray. But that could also be attributed to those sharpening stones, because I put in that time too. Okay, we got something that feels halfway functional. Because remember, we're just filling it in. We're not necessarily aiming at wedge in the sense that it creates pressure. We are interested in accounting for absence of space or absence of material, so that it doesn't compress and get weird. You know what I'm saying? Working harder than an ugly stripper. That is hilarious. Working harder than a fucking dancer. And that's a hard day's work, Mike, in a couple of ways, bro. Get in there. At the point in which they break, thank your stars, because that's gonna let you know you're done. Hold on 1 second, that's the homie. Alright, y'all, we about to fix this truck, so I'm gonna holler back at you later on after I got some whip. Peace. Like, subscribe, hit the button. Savages.